dream feed today. So, the dream feed, if you're not familiar with this term, that is when parents go into the child's room when they are sleeping earlier in the night. So, child has probably been asleep for a couple hours or so before the parents are going to bed, like 10 or 11. And the idea is that they're going to do one more top off feed, whether that is nursing or bottle feeding. And that way they fill their bellies one more time in the hopes that they will sleep longer into the night, which would then mean parents get to sleep longer in the night as well. Unfortunately, that's rarely the case. It usually doesn't work out that way at all and can cause some trouble down the road and long-term problems rather than the short-term solution. So first off, if you do this, you're interrupting a child's sleep cycle wherever they are. Most likely they're in a deep state of sleep at that point, which is when all those really good things happen for the body, a lot of growth and development occurring during those stages. And so even if you say, no, I didn't wake them, they were still sleeping for the whole feeding, that's not completely true. They at least come to a new state of sleep or to the surface of waking or waking up completely, where it's not those same things that you get from deep sleep. I mean, they have to do that in order to be swallowing, to be eating, okay? So the other thing is that this can cause some problems with a eat-sleep association. Perhaps your child is an independent sleeper that falls asleep on their own at bedtime or at naps, whatever. And now this starts to transition into those times where they were sleeping independently on their own and they are actually not hungry and demanding that they get this feeding from you to go back to sleep. It's like pacifying to sleep, where it's using you or the bottle instead of doing it on their own. Okay. So if your child is under 6 months or at a weight that a pediatrician would not be comfortable with discontinuing night feedings, by all means, you're going to feed your child in the night. All babies need to eat in the night, at least for the first few months of life. But this dream feeding does not make those other night wakings for feedings less frequent. So like I was saying before, if your child is falling asleep on their own, you might start to see that they won't fall asleep on their own anymore. They're going to be reliant on you to get them to sleep with the feeding. And then also when they get to an age or weight that would be okay for them to just continue the night feed, they might continue waking up, and instead of getting back to sleep on their own, cruising into a new sleep cycle, calling out for you because they get stuck and they want that pacifying, soothing from the feeding and not necessarily because they're hungry. All right, so questions, please DM me, send me an email. I'd love to talk and hear from you and answer those for you. Take care.